or woman, whenever they stop, there's always the possibility they could bail out. And I guarantee you that in one of the first three vehicles behind this person is a canine unit. We see that a lot of times on the chases. When they get the person out, you'll see them come. Because if that person runs, they're not going to outrun a German Shepherd. I guarantee you that. So you always have to be prepared for a felony car stop. They will try to get if the person does not bail, they'll try to get the person via PA system to turn the engine off, reach around with their left hand, take the keys, put them outside the car, show their hands. But that's down the road. First, we got to get the vehicle stopped.
The fact that it's disabled, Wally, you still with us?
Yes, I'm here. Go ahead.
The fact that it's disabled, does it make the pit maneuver more or less problematic?
It's more problematic because the center of gravity is off, the balance is off on the vehicle, and it increases speed, but it's decreasing speed right now. But if it's on a high speed, it loses control. What Mike just mentioned is so true. They're going to treat this as a felony, as a major car stop, and they're going to go through all the procedures that are needed for the safety of both the officers and the particular person who's operating that vehicle and the other cars in the area.
Well, much slower, perhaps half the speed earlier, but clearly the left rear tire is gone. He's on the rim, which obviously the mobility is diminished, and certainly the steering capacity is greatly diminished. He's running out of options, but he's not running out of real estate. He is on I-45, approaching the halfway point between Dallas and Houston. This started a couple of counties north of Dallas more than an hour and a half ago. At a gas station, apparently. A drive-off was the original call, and this man or woman is wanted for assault on a police officer trying to run down a sheriff's deputy who may have been responding to that crime scene. This chase has taken a lot of time, a lot of assets. There is a police helicopter among the various news helicopters in pursuit. Again, we're talking about an area maybe 60 miles south of Dallas, perhaps approaching Corsicana, Texas, on a route that would lead to Houston. We're at least 50 miles south of Dallas as this chase continues.
We have been talking to our experts here, Mike Brooks, Wally Zines, trying to understand what may be happening when it comes to law enforcement who are on hot pursuit of this individual in the truck. Again, it's been happening since right around 11 their time, so just about an hour and a half now. The good news, at least on the law enforcement side, the fact that back left tire is shredded, as Chuck said, so that truck is likely going half the speed as it was earlier.
It's either an exit ramp or it's that looks like he's going up an exit ramp. Guys, what do you think?
It looks like the first time, Chuck, he's gone off on an exit ramp on the interstate. And I tell you, if he decides to go off-road with that rear tire, it's not going to get very much because he's not going to have traction.
Especially on wet pavement, too.
Yeah. Exactly. And one of the other things, too, we've noticed, that it looks like he's got very tinted windows. And so when officers approach, they're going to have to use extreme caution because they're not going to be able to see much of what's going on inside the cab of that truck. So that's just another thing that the officers are going to have to deal with is the tinted windows on that truck.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, we say male or female. They know whether it's male or female, don't they?
Oh, they should, yeah, because the officers who he tried to assault when he tried to run over the sheriff's deputies.
All right, for Texans who may be watching, this is exit 232 off Interstate 45. It's called Rome Road. Roane, R-O-A-N-E Road. Well south of Dallas, maybe an hour south of Dallas, and it's in a very rural area. He or she is just crawling along right now. The pursuit continues. It's not clear whether they deployed any assets, as they say, or anybody's trying to box this driver in. It seems unlikely because they didn't know what exit the driver would take. But clearly, it changes the dynamic of this chase considerably now that they're in a rural area, but on surface streets and off the interstate highway system. You can see what's left of the rim of that tire on the left rear of that Ford F-150 pickup truck is causing a lot of problems. A lot of rain, man, a lot of rain. Standing water on the road. Again, a driver that is running out of options. Wanted for assault on a police officer perhaps an hour and a half ago. And now the driver is turning left. Not clear what his intentions are. Any reason to believe, guys, either one of you, that he's in an area or she is in an area they're familiar with?
Well, I wouldn't be in an area like this, if I wasn't familiar with the roads and run right into a dead end, as I said earlier, Chuck, usually we see people go to areas that they're familiar with during a chase. So that's always the possibility that maybe he's from this area, has friends or associates, relatives from this area, and he knows some of these back roads. But I think it's a plus for law enforcement in situations like this with the rural areas, because they'll be able to lay down another spike strip if they can get the sheriff's office in that particular jurisdiction to get out in front of them if they do have that capability.
Wally, do you become more aggressive when you're in an area like this, if it's not populated, if it's rural? I mean, you don't have to worry about, bystanders and things like that.
Well, no, you got to follow the law in the sense of all the law enforcement personnel that are on this particular pursuit. They're doing exactly what they're professionally trained to do. It doesn't matter geographically. Geographically, the streets are a lot tougher than the highway. I would think this particular driver wants to get back on the highway, only because, I don't think he or she knows where he's going.
Well, it's a guy. It's got a beard.
Like a male, definitely.
Yeah, and apparently on the phone at the time.
Windows rolled down.
Yeah.
Presumably,
we're getting a really good look now.
Could be making a deal.
Could be making a deal. Who could he be talking to? I mean, it's incredibly rural. Who might he be talking to?
He could be talking to the police who have captured his cell phone number.
He's
could
waving.
Be talking to a relative. And, he also could be an EDP, as we call it, an emotionally disturbed person. That, just doesn't care.
Are you kidding me?
Has nothing to lose?
We always, you can't second guess anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the worst that could happen would be he tries to take a hostage, but there's been no indication of that. Apparently, there's only one person in the car. We can confirm it is male, a bearded subject who's been talking on his cell phone. The window is down of this Ford F-150, pursued by several jurisdictions. Again, the chase began an hour and 40 minutes ago, roughly, a couple of counties north of Dallas. Assault on a police officer. It hardly gets more serious than that. And there's a lot of challenges, not the least among them the wet pavement and the fact that this truck is disabled and this guy is clearly desperate to get away. No telling what his game plan is. I doubt he really has thought it through. He's just taking it moment by moment. But here we are, an hour and 40 minutes into a chase. Assault on a police officer is the charge. Very slow pursuit on what's called Roan Road, perhaps 60 miles south of Dallas. The driver having exited Interstate 45 maybe 5 minutes ago and is now in a rural area between Dallas and Houston. Look at this. Look how close he was to that to the police car trailing him.
And he also...
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, he also could have committed another crime somewhere else that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
And, he could have been, stolen that truck, or it was his truck, and committed a more serious offense, and was running out of gas and decided to heck with it. I'm going to, get gas and take off on this one.
All right, he's in the city of Corsicana, we're told, and there's a map of Corsicana. Pretty good-sized town. No reason to believe he got off there for any particular reason. It doesn't look like he has a route that he's trying to follow. He's just driving around. But I think he was probably motivated by the fact that he lost his left rear tire. That's why he got off the interstate. Is that your guess, guys?
Yes, most likely, Chuck. And, one of the other things, too, that they've done is to run, to get a listing on that tag number. If, in fact, it is his truck, they can find out exactly where he lives, have someone go out to talk to someone at his house if there's someone home, find out maybe that's how they got the cell number. Again, it's speculative, but these are things that, and it's because they've had a lot of time since the case started to do some of these things, these investigative techniques, if they were able to.
Wally, you're a negotiator by trade. What would they have been talking to him about on his cell phone? What would be, the trade-off for him?
Well, the trade-off would be that, if it was an attempted assault on that police officer, it's not as serious as an assault. Listen, it's a petty larceny right now. We can talk to you. We'll talk to the district attorney. Pull over for your safety, our safety, and the public safety. I mean, you just get a dialogue going. Talk with the guy. Tell him that, it's something that we can work out together. If you just pull over and we can